Hello, everybody. This is Christy Whitman with the Quantum Success Show, where you can get your information and inspiration to create your desires. And as you can see, I have a friend with me. This is Hans Wilhelm, and he has created over 60 short YouTube videos in which he explores and visually explains the dynamics of the universal laws. This back of a napkin approach has been so appealing that his YouTube channel has more than 60,000 subscribers, which is amazing. And these videos are also available for free on lifeexplained.com. So Hans says, my mission is to offer these non-denominational videos to inspire viewers to question and explore spirituality and their own relationship to the universe, which I love. He is the author and illustrator of over 200 books for all ages, including some together with Byron Katie. And his books have sold over 40 million copies and are translated into 30 different languages. We actually just connected, and he said, you've interviewed some of my teachers and mentors. So Hans, it's great to have you on the show.
Delighted to be with you. Thank you so much, Christy.
Thank you so much. Well, you have an interesting perspective, so I would love to hear your view on the law of attraction.
Oh, the law of attraction. Oh, I just made a video on that one. I held back a little bit about it. Well, the law of attraction actually is one of the most important laws of the universe. It rules everything. It rules of how, whatever we do, think, feel, sense, etc., that basically we attract in our lives. So it is really the energy that sets off whatever we are going to experience. And of course, a lot of people like the Secret and so on have suggest that this law of attraction can also attract wealth and everything to you and the right partner, etc., etc. And theoretically, yes, but I do have personally some question about it. I think there is still some other element here to be considered. The law of attraction does not always work if it's contrary to our higher self, which means if we just want to have such wealth and riches and a red sports car and a villa or whatever it is by the sea, that is usually a desire from our ego, with something to show off, something to impress others. It's not a growing experience. And our higher self usually tries to block it in some way or the other. That does not mean we can't get it if we really set our energy into it. But our higher self knows very well we are not here to get, we are here to become. We are only here for a very short time. What is it? Less than 800,000 hours, the average lifetime, which is very, very short. The older you get, it's shorter and shorter. But it's tiny. So I think this is something, we don't build our mansions on a bridge. This is basically a bridge, a school. Planet Earth is a school where we have a very short time and we can learn wonderful lessons. And the main lessons is, of course, love. And the main lesson is, another word, is freedom. To become free, which includes also much of our, let's say, worldly desires and wishes and so on, etc., which are really binding us to this planet. I believe very strongly in reincarnation. No, I should correct that. I know about reincarnation. And that means we can come back. Any very strong desire that we throw out into the universe, that we want, can put us back in another lifetime. So the question is, firstly, I think, every moment we are giving all this opportunity, this class, school class, that we can now discover what it is. Why do I have that desire? Is it here because I still want to impress my father? Is it because I want to impress my friends? Is it because once I've got the money, I can beat up someone else who has beat me up when I was young? Let's explore why we have the desire. Because the master always wants what he has. That's a big difference. Whilst we are in our very worldly, materialistic society brought up, you must have more, you must get more, and the more you have, the more you are. So the goal of our life or happiness is always supposed outside of us, far away, just in front of us, but not there. Whilst the master says, we have everything in us. And once we realize that everything is in us, everything becomes much, much easier. When we embrace where we are and what we have, and when we start loving it. I mean, I made a video on love it all, which is not easy at all. But once we understand it, it isn't all that difficult to love simply everything. That doesn't mean you condone negative behavior or anything like this, but we say it has a purpose. And the purpose is always to bring us back to that original essence of ourselves, which is unconditional, unlimited, and all-inclusive love. And therefore, we sometimes have got these struggles, these negative experiences to realize, oh my God, that's not me. Although I created it in another time, etc., but it's not me. I can let go of it. So the whole path is a path of freedom. And as I mentioned in my website, I've been studying it now for more than 50 years, I have to say, the spiritual path. I never thought I was going to speak about it publicly, but through some incidences from my father when he died, he came back totally unexpected through a channel and says, do this now. And so I thought, write about this because so many souls arrive on the other side and being very confused about life after death, because many don't expect that they will be still alive after death, that they're still existing, that there's still consciousness. So I didn't want to write another book because you are one of those lucky authors who have made the success with a spiritual or semi-spiritual book. I think it's a very coaching, a very down-to-earth kind of technical book and also a very practical book. But otherwise, the spiritual books are not necessarily hot sellers. So I thought, I'm not doing that. And I also remember when I was a teenager, very young, I wanted to know a lot of this stuff. And there was nothing available. We didn't have the Google. We didn't have the internet. So I'm thinking of these young people particularly. And of course, young people, they have an attention span of maximum 3 minutes, and that's already long. So my videos are very short, 5 to 8 minutes, in which I explain all the spiritual laws of karma, of reincarnation, of etc., whatever is gratefulness and death, what happens before you're born, etc. And they are short and easy, and I draw them because I'm also an illustrator. So that makes it, I think, very interesting and very appealing to people, because when you see this thing and how it all connects, how the karma is, where the karma is stored and how it comes back to us, it's like, oh, this is interesting. I never thought about it, because I'm a person that has to see things. So that's why I like to draw it, and the success of this video series is quite amazing, and it just proves that I'm not the only one who likes things shown.
That's true. Yeah, people are very visual, and I find that even for me, like the way I describe how energy blocks happen, and I'd love to have this discussion with you, because I have people that say to me, so you talked about, I want this, I want that, I desire that. That's of the ego, right? And the ego just thinks, well, if I just made more money, then I'll be happy, right? But there is a spiritual journey that happens when someone is in struggle with money, or they've had the experience that they've had. I'd love for you to talk about that, if you could, on how it works with law of attraction and your higher self, and the lessons that your soul higher self has to, or will, or want to go into, to be able to manifest the things that they want. Because you can have those things, but when you're totally detached from them, it's like they're great and you get to enjoy them. However, if you're chasing after them to make you feel a certain way, that's what most people are doing, and they're unhappy, right?
The key word is feeling a certain way. We have to explore, why do I want that red sports car? I want to impress somebody else. I want to feel I want other people's adoration, admiration. It's not me driving the sports car. It is usually, I want the attention from other people. As the Course in Miracles says, there's only two actions. One is giving love, and the other one is crying out for love. And when we want something extremely impressive, like a sports car or a great job, or want to own a Fortune 500 company, a lot of is our ego, wants to draw energy from other people. And we have to figure, why do I need the attention of other people? Why do I need all that energy from other people? What do I feel is lacking in me? So there are the self-exploration. The other important thing is also to consider, sometimes we are not, if I have problems today, let's say with somebody in authority, if I have got a big company, Fortune 500 company, I will still have the same problem with people in authority. I will not enjoy it. If I don't enjoy my life now, because people in authority, like my boss and so on, gives me a hard time, I will not have it when I have the Fortune 500 company. So I have to look at myself, why now? Why does this person, like my boss or my co-worker, suddenly upset me? What is the reason? What is he or she reflecting back to me? Because everything outside is nothing but a mirror of what goes on within me. So the person who come into my life and pushing my buttons are nobody else than somebody who is showing me a part in me that has not been loved. It has not been healed. So the whole world around us is my mirror to just from moment to moment to moment get free, get free, get free. And when we become free of all the things, then we may also find out, suddenly the desire to have that red sports car isn't that big anymore. And we don't really need that anymore, because I now don't have to wait for other people to give me their admiration, their attention. I, at the moment, am fine to give it to them, or not the admiration, but give them love. So I think that's the important key of it. And sometimes people, why they are in financial struggle, is because their priorities are, there are many reasons, I think. Sometimes a person is really is in a job which he or she has chosen out of, I won't say wrong motives, but not of pure motives. There was something behind it. I'm going to do this so that I get rich, or whatever it is. And it isn't really what the soul wants. And sometimes, and therefore they struggle in their job, because it's not really them, but they may be pushed into it, whatever it is. So that can sometimes happen. Sometimes it can also be karmic, that sometimes we go to a period of extreme financial distress and so on, so that we realize how other people live. And we forget here, I don't know, you live East Coast or West Coast. I mean, we are living in a totally fake world. We are one of these 1% of people who have got a food on the table and a fridge full, etc. We don't have to worry. The majority of people are going through a very difficult life on this planet. It's just that we are very fortunate. We forget that. So it helps us sometimes to be compassionate about, see how the vast majority lives without having a full fridge or knowing where comes the food for tomorrow. So that makes us, it opens our heart. So I think financial situations it's all a question of energy. And if we open ourselves to where it all comes from, which is in us, the divine love, the God who is within us, and focus on this one, a lot of them will clear itself out, and all the blockages. We are sort of focused on so many worldly goals, like the wrong job, etc., and the wrong possessions or whatever it is, that we get distracted. And I've done it in my life many, many times.
Oh, been there, done that. I have the T-shirt.
I know what I'm talking about. It's not from the books.
No, it's a loose shared experience. I talk about that, how, you had even said that I've had success with my books. I wanted to become a New York Times bestselling author so bad, because that was the creme de la creme. And it happened. I remember I got the phone call, and my kids were 1.5 years and 3 years old. And I was at the mall with them, and they were in a stroller. And I got the call, and I was like, Mommy's a New York Times bestselling author. And they're looking at me like,
I didn't know what.
Right? Like, oh, she's happy, but nothing, the parade did not go through my house.
Right,
the mayor did not throw me any big party. I mean, nothing in that moment happened. And it was a moment of like, oh, well, that wasn't it.
Yeah. And that's exactly, because the goal was different. It helped you, sure. And you have a lot of people to find your book. So there was a positive thing in all of this.
Absolutely. Yes.
Very often we could have used the energy theoretically afterwards for your next book, instead of promoting the other one. But whatever it is, it's all different, and it's a wonderful learning experience. And
like you said, it's a school.
It's a school. It's everything. It's a school, and the school is built of building blocks from moment to moment. Every day, everybody has got a different day, and the day is made up of 24 hours, nothing but lessons, lessons, lessons. And basically, they're all the basic law, the law of correspondence or reflection. Whatever I see in the outside is in me. Whatever gives me an emotional charge, positive or negative, it's something. And throughout the day, we have that. Right. And then the law of attraction, we see where we are, who are our friends, who are our enemies, what do I attract, what is in my mailbox today, etc. It's all law of attraction. So we have got all these very simple, I would say. I mean, God is ingenious simplicity. It is not a big mystery what the churches are made of. The whole love thing is very simple. Once we understand it, how the dynamic works, everything is here to teach us love. No exception. The most horrific person and the horrific president has nothing to do but only teaching us love. That's the only lesson.
I completely agree. And it's funny because I'm hearing this in just surround sound from the universe, from everybody I interview, from a book that I pick up, from just songs that I hear. It's all about love. It's all about love. And like you said, it's like we're either, giving love out or we're running from it, but like the Course in Miracles says, there's fear or love. And I find that when you constrict, you're just blocking your energy. But if you expand, even when you feel like constricting, and you just expand into that love, that's where you grow. And that's where what you said, that's where the freedom is. So I'm going to have everybody go below the video so that you can learn more about Hans's amazing work. It's lifeexplained.com, but like I said, we'll have a link right under the video. So Hans, any final last words before we go? I know you have got so much wisdom on your YouTube channel, and we'll send everybody over there, but anything you want to share today?
I think the videos speak for themselves. It's not me, I'm not important, it's a message. And the message is basically the universal laws, which are age-old, and I try to explain them and let these laws and let the dynamic of these laws work on you as you watch these videos. And I wish them enjoyment. And if they don't work for you, that's fine. I have no need to convince anybody. I merely offer. And if it works, great. If it doesn't work, also great.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, I really appreciate our discussion, and I hope you all did too. So leave us a comment. Let us know what triggered for you. What did you just go, like what opened up in you today? I want to know how that happened and how it affected you and what was it. So share that with me. Let's continue the conversation, and I hope you all have a fantastic week. Thanks so much. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought. Leave me a comment below, and be sure to share and tag your friends. And be sure to check out my other videos here and on this site.